All right, so now we are officially live. Hello, this is Christopher DJ Venom Turner with the KoB Leadership Lounge. I'm here with not only Kingdom of Blingdom members, but also some of our Elite Blingers and our uplining team. And today we're just going to do an open discussion, question and answer, kind of open topic. What? Oh, that's good. Thank you for interrupting. I'm only doing the intro, so thank you for breaking that award-winning news there. No, Sarah just came to let me know that she has a goal to sell 40 pieces of jewelry every single day. Okay, let me get this person in here real quick. So Sarah has a goal to sell 40 pieces of jewelry every single day, no matter what, right? And so she started off with her wall drops, her new releases, and things like that. She's already sold 40 pieces today. She hasn't even went live or done a speech job. So she had to just come in here and make sure she let me know. So that's good stuff. So again, we're doing just an open discussion, just a random, question and answer and so forth. But we have a new viewer in here, Melissa. So Melissa, as I said earlier, I wanted to kind of get a little gist of you, know a little bit about who you are. So if you could just go ahead and give us that information now, kind of how long you've been with the company and what your June goals are. That's another thing I'd like to know. Hello, Andre. Welcome.
What up?
Can you hear us, Melissa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, my name is Melissa, and I'm just getting started. I'm actually setting up my page and stuff now. This morning, I've been working on getting a lot of stuff together. I am just selling the jewelry. I'm hoping to make it a business. I'm unemployed right now. I've got a bunch of jewelry now. I just have to figure out how to sell the jewelry and get, do lives and stuff like that. I live in Eastern Oregon in a small town in the mountains. A lot of Westerny people around here, not a lot of city people. People don't wear too much of the fancier jewelry, but I'm hoping to bring the smaller stuff and the kids stuff to the area.
Oh, right. Try the urban stuff too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was just gonna say too, believe it or not, the crackle stone that we carry, in the array of colors,
is very popular
for some reason,
here.
Very popular for smaller towns.
Mm-hmm. It is very popular. Well, it's popular with everyone because when I go on to try and get it, I can never get it.
Right. So you said a couple of things here that piqued my interest. Number one is that at this time right now you're unemployed, right? So
yes,
that means that you have time to be able to focus into this business, right?
Yep, 100%. Yes.
So what I'd like to tell you by that is that in this business there are so many ways to succeed. But the more time that you have and the more time that you can put into it, the more rapid that happens.
Right.
Okay. So if your goal is to find work, in another place and do something in another place, that's completely fine. I wouldn't say that, just jump in a paparazzi and it's going to automatically make you a fortune. Still do what you need to do to make sure that you're bringing in your household money. But what's important here, when you tell me that, is that number one, of course, is the time factor, but number two is that you have to be extremely self-disciplined because you don't have another income right now. And so what that means is that this business could provide that income for you, but if you embezzle from the business before you build the business, you're going to cut your throat. And I don't want that to happen. So what we need to make sure we're doing here is that we need to make sure that we separate those funds immediately. And this is something that your upline should tell you, but I know me and you have already had a little discussion that, you're kind of on your own at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
So since I don't know what you've been told and what you haven't been told. I'm just going to tell you as if you're a brand new sign up that signed up with me today, okay?
Okay.
And I want to tell you that the most important thing is to separate your funds. Okay?
Right.
Take the money from your business completely out of the out of your whole dynamic when it comes to your household funds. And then what you want to do is, as you sell your jewelry, you want to reinvest that money, and you want to do that for at least a couple of months, so that way you can build your viewing audiences, your salespeople, the people that are coming in and buying from you, get your calendar set up, get your structure laid down. It takes a little time for that to happen in a business, and a lot of people think, okay, I signed up, boom, I sold a piece of jewelry, that's my money. It's not your money yet. Not if you're going to be an entrepreneur, not if you're going to be disciplined and you want to make this a business. That's not your money yet. Any true entrepreneur or business person knows that you have to reinvest for a period of time before you can have sustainable profit. Okay. So that's key number one for you right now is going to be discipline and making sure that you separate those finances. And I know it's probably going to be tough because you don't have a second income coming in right now. But as you eventually, like say you decide to find another part-time job, or you do find outside work, or you just continue to bust your butt on this and you end up making this happen. Either way you look at it, the more time you can invest into this right now, the better off you're going to be as far as being able to hit the ground running, get yourself the target audience that's going to continue to view from you, and those target sales, and then start growing a team. I know growing a team probably doesn't even sound like it's like the priority to you, right? But from the get, I think that the growing a team should be a priority to anybody that wants to do direct sales marketing or entrepreneurial business like this. Okay, that structure and growing the team is extremely important for you to have that long-term growth. Okay?
Especially if you want to really find financial freedom from this, and that's the key element of it.
For sure. For sure. So, and as we coach in this, these Zooms are available to you 6 days a week, and the schedule is kind of varies around. I'll make sure that you get that schedule of when we go on these Zooms. But these Zoom conferences are always available to you. You can always bring your questions in here. You can always get any support, whether you're getting support from your upline or your downline or your sidelines, anywhere else. You can always get support in here. Okay. And like I told you before, this is, I'm doing this is for Kingdom of Blingdom. Of course, I'm the leader of the Kingdom of Blingdom, but Andre Clark here is another amazing motivator as well. And his wife is the leader of Elite Blingers, which is Marissa Clark. Have you heard of Marissa? Okay, great. So since you're already in clue with that, the most important thing is making sure that you stay plugged into any of these trainings and opportunities so that you can get the most of it, especially since right now you have the time for it.
And I was going to say, if you don't mind, Chris, I was going to offer a tip or two, but I was also going to give you a couple of compliments real quick. For one, I noticed that when Chris started speaking about it, you immediately grabbed your pen and started taking notes. That right there, girl, that's gems right there. That's jewels right there, because too many people don't understand the value of writing down this information, because we forget we're all human. We are not robots, and we don't remember everything. And being able to get into a situation that's uncomfortable in life, and then being able to go back and recall what was talked about before is extremely valuable. You know what I mean? So having these notes are key. Okay. I'll tell you a couple of tips. I'll tell you the two people that really will be successful in this business, and in any business. I will say any business, because not just this business, it's just any business. But one is the person who's always seeking knowledge. Always seeking knowledge. If you're always seeking knowledge, you're always learning something. Okay. The second person is not the second person, but the person that this is the second thing is putting that knowledge to use. Because a lot of people just people hop in these Zooms, people hop on the live trainings of Chris's, live trainings of Marissa's. You know, they hop on these trainings and they just listen, you know, and they just they listen and listen. They don't turn around and turn off the screen and go about with their day. But if you implement the things that you learn, you will see results. You may not see results overnight. Sometimes there's other people that try to implement these things. Don't happen fast enough for them. They want instant gratification. And then they quit because they don't get that, right? So don't expect instant gratification. Get addicted to the activity of implicating, and then the results will come. You know, but you know what? You got time on your hands and you got a strong mind. I can already see it. I see you doing something with it if you want to. So get after it. Do your thing.
I will.
If you ever need anything from me, you can reach out to me too. I'm always around.
Okay, thank you.
It's all good.
Awesomeness. So as another thing that I'd like to tell you is that when you came in concerned, or actually when you first spoke to me, your concern was because you know you had joined into the business and the upline that you had signed up under. Okay, and this is something that blows me away, but the upline that you had signed up under had told you that she really didn't want you selling it because she didn't want you in her area. She wanted that to be her area. She didn't want competition. And that's kind of bizarre for me because apparently that person isn't too much into our trainings, right? Obviously, in this business, like you being her her downline should be an amazing thing for her, because that means that not only is she still the only one in that area, but now the person that she's bringing into the area, which would be you, would also, she would be getting a piece of your pie already, right? Instead of somebody else that came into there from a completely different team or a completely different paparazzi business, you know, and her not having nothing to do with that, then that of course could take a little bit out of her pocket, right? But at the same time, in paparazzi, there's so much jewelry. There's so many people out there that buy the jewelry. There's potential to be made here that I don't care how many people you have in your town, it's never going to be saturated. Like Marissa moved to Utah where paparazzi started. What's that, Marissa?
I was just about to say that if you didn't say it, Chris. I was like, you do know I'm in St. George where huge paparazzi is, and people still don't know what paparazzi is here. So I don't believe in saturation. Like anytime somebody tells me that now, I'm like, bullshit. What I gotta use,
but even then,
God, it's Marissa.
Even then, if let's say this area that I'm in is saturated by any means, if I'm the leader of like 5 people out there that are selling it, that means that I'm still getting a piece of pizza out of everybody's pizza. You know what I mean? And that means that I'm still involved in all that, right? And that's what blows me away with that upline saying that to you, is that you would think that just because you're ordering a pizza now, that means that they get a free slice. You know, like I just don't get why that would be a turnoff. But either way, just know that you're not alone in this in any regards, and that you have a full team here that's willing to support and help you out at any time that you need it. Okay, so just don't. What I would tell you, that I would tell anybody else in this business, is that if you feel like your upline isn't giving you what you need, then come out to one of the other thousands of us and follow us. Okay, because this business will have everything that you need to succeed and more. Okay. And the more you want to know about this business, the more you want to grow this business, the more you need to learn this business. Okay. We're talking about, go ahead, Dre.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say also to add to that, you know, sometimes we learn. We have to realize that we all learn differently. Okay, so like I may learn very well from Chris, right? Chris may teach me well, right? Christina, you may learn very well good by me. I may teach you well, right? And then there may be Kimberly. You know, you may learn very good by Marissa. You know what I mean? So she may teach you the well, that like she may say things that get through to you the right way. So having said that, make sure you're in your team page and make sure you're in every team page that you can be in, but make sure that when you sign someone up, they're in every team page too, because you don't know if they don't learn from you and you're trying to teach them, but you don't know if you don't learn from them, if they don't learn from you the same way you learn from the person that you learn from. You know what I'm saying? That's why we all are here and it's a team. So we can all get game from each other. And that's what we're all supposed to do.
Amen. Amen. Thank you for saying that too, because that's truly important, right? Like, you know, in this classroom, we have a lot of teachers and yet we also have a lot of students. But the funny thing is that every one of us teachers are still students.
Yes, every day. What's up, little buddy?
There's a day that goes by that I don't learn something new from Marissa or Andre or even some of my downline, you know. This is an awesome group. So thank you so much for joining in with us. Thank you for sharing a little about what you've got going on. One thing I would like to ask you though, because you are rather new here, is at this point right now, what do you find as your biggest struggle? That's something that I ask every single person that's in here. So don't feel like I'm counting you out. I'm including you. What is
and what's your biggest strength?
My biggest struggle right now is getting started.
Okay.
And my biggest strength is I'm a people person. I can draw in different kinds of people. I can look and see what they're interested in and what they like and pull from that.
Best thing about that is your struggle. Everybody in here has been there. We've all been through that. So we all have gotten, you know what I mean? So pick somebody, you know, I always tell people, this is my advice a lot of times. I say pick 3 to 5 people to ask. So pick 3 to 5 people, right? That have what you want. Okay? In this business. 3 to 5 people that have what you want in this business. And write down 2 or 3, write down 3 questions. Write down 3 questions that you have, right? Or something that you struggle with that you want advice on. And ask all 3 to 5 of those people the same question and write their name and write down what they said, their words of advice. And, you know, 2 or 3 of them may say something that you really like. 1 or 2 of them may say something, that's not really my style. But you'll get some good advice on how to move forward with your struggle.
And so with the struggle that you're having right now, a lot of it is just knowledge, right? You're new in the business. You just don't understand that what we do as consultants and so forth, right? Like you may not, it sounds like your upline from what we talked about hasn't told you how to invoice, hasn't helped you in anything that's like number one starting as a business. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay. Real quick, if what I'd like to do is I'd like to see if maybe in here, we like to do a lot of things with each other, you know, as the teammates, and we even though we're on, you know, that we're on so many different teams in here, right? Like Elite Blingers is huge. There's over 800 people in Elite Blingers, right? And Kingdom of Blingdom, there's over 130 people in our, you know, but we fall into that in Elite Blingers. So out of those 800 people that are in Elite Blingers, 130 of us are Kingdom of Blingdom. but that also means that there's 650 other people that are also other teams inside this big global unit that we have here, right? So that just goes to show you that there's a lot of people at work here. What we do often is we take groups from other groups, and anywhere in this, like I said, it doesn't matter. We're not competition with one another. That we have accountability partners, somebody that will, hold us accountable for things that we want to do with our business and so forth. What I'd like to see is if maybe we can get somebody in here that would like to kind of mentor you from the beginning, since you don't quite have an upline. Maybe there's somebody in here that can take a little time with you. Maybe somebody in here that wants to be a trainer that doesn't quite have enough people underneath them yet. Helen's waving her hand. But what I would like is maybe you to fall under Helen's wing for a little bit, and Helen be somebody that you can go to. Helen offer you advice, show you how to invoice, show you what tools we use, so that we can get you started. And that way you're not in a void because you're alone, because you're never alone.
Never.
So
I'll even send you all the stuff that I sent. Sam just recently signed up under me and Faith, and we sent her this little goodies of like the spreadsheet we use for invoicing and like our little checklist we use for, where our people are, our customer orders are. I'll send you all that good stuff too. I'll treat you just like one of our girls.
Team player, that's awesome right there. And you know what? This is a great for you too, because this will teach you how to be a better leader as well.
Melissa, were we just chatting on PM? We were, okay. I just, because it doesn't say your last name here. So I was like, pretty sure it's saying Melissa.
Yeah,
okay.
It's me.
Okay, got you. All right. Well, I'm glad that you came in here. Kudos to you, because this is an amazing place where you can get a lot of knowledge from a lot of different people. And I don't know the whole story here, but I do want to tell you that some people would feel lost and bounce out and be like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm out. Right. But you went above and beyond and said, hey, so
you're right.
congratulations on doing that. And I'm proud of you, really, because it takes some courage to do that and to come in here and say, hey, I need help. And I'm really excited that Helen and Faith are going to work with you. And I'm going to message you back too. And we can give you that help that you need. Okay.
Okay.
Right. And I will tell you that the team that you're on right now, your upline is a part of a team that's within my teams, right? But that's just one person out of a group of about 7 ladies right there that really work closely together. So you still have a great source of a group that's like locally, your team. And I will tie you into some of those people as well, as we go through this. Lenora Curtis is one of your uplines, right? You might want to write that down. Lenora Curtis, let's just say in the chain here, Lenora Curtis is basically kind of like your team lead. All right. And then under her directly would be Lindsay Moore, Lindsie. Lindsay Moore. And she would be the upline to your upline. Okay. So there's your chain right there. You've got myself, and then there's a few people between me and Lenora. But then Lenora is the strength of your leg. And then you have Laura, Lindsay, and then your upline and yourself. Okay.
I thought that's how it was. I just wasn't for sure on who was above me.
No worries. And like I said, 9 times out of 10, it doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? But in this case, this is something that I want to make sure that you're aware of.
So I wanted to jump in here real quick.
Yes, Sarah.
I was also in that same boat with her when I signed up. Obviously, we all know that my upline decided not to do anything with me. But I come from being on a team for 2 years now, and Chris and Sarah were amazing because they were not my technical uplines. They still helped me. And we are tied in with Lenora Curtis. We're tied in with, you know, we're all on that same, well, not technically, we're still in that same leg of Chris and Sarah, but I just wanted to say my story is the same as her story. Even though, you know, my upline was not in the same area, my team, I have a team of what? We've decided, I think it's 9 now, 9 or 10. Well, and it would have been 11, but every last person on my downline is all from my local area. They're all within 20 minutes of me. So for you girls, if you want to reach out to me, I'm also here too. I was in that same boat. My upline did not do anything with me. After 2 years, still hasn't contacted me. You know, but in the same boat, and you know, running a team for 2 years, and we've got everybody in the local area. And I'm not going to hinder them because, oh, we can't have more from the local area. I'm actually super excited that everybody's here in the local area because I can, you know, get together with them and see everybody on my team.
And trade goodies. And, you know, yesterday Marissa had come from Utah to California here, you know, where she originated. You know, she started her business here in Stockton, California. And so she came back to where a lot of her original people that have signed up, including us. Let me answer this real quick. Including us, she came back to California yesterday for a trading and kind of a quick little training session, right? So they did some trading of jewelry and also some training. And it just goes to show you that, like, once you're involved, you're like, you know, you become part of the family, you know, where you're never going to be forgotten.
It's just, it feels so good to hear the team come together like this. Like people who don't even, you know, I've always had a lot of respect in general for people who do things that they don't have to do. You know, like, just like she just came in and said that to help you out. Like, who was that? Sarah that said that? You know, she didn't even have to say that. You know what I mean? But she did. And that's because she's a great person. And we've got really good people on this team as a whole. And it's a great place to be. And we're happy to have you, Melissa.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Good stuff.
Yeah, with Marissa coming out like that, just like shows how important a team is and how grateful we are for Marissa for doing that for us. And I just want to say, Andre, you are like eating that peanut butter in front of Marissa. You should be ashamed of yourself. Just saying, because I know how much Marissa loves her peanut butter.
She's been off the peanut butter kick as of right now. She gets in her waves. But right now, I'm like, hey, man, this peanut butter is pretty good right now.
Because I know, because me and Marissa has the same peanut butter fetish.
Yeah.
We love our peanut butter. So I see you eating that peanut butter.
Yeah,
It's good.
butter. That's all you need. Just peanut butter and it's protein.
Anyways, I just want to say thank you to Marissa for coming down here on like a flight and then going back home on that same night. I think she did, and we just appreciate you so much, Marissa. Thank you. Love you tons.
It was really awesome, you guys, to be in that room, and so that's why, like, I'm all about trying to find cheap flights right now because it's summertime and a lot of the airlines are offering cheap flights. And so it's like, if you guys can build this team, if you can build where you are locally, I will travel to you, you know, like this is something that I love to be able to do. I love to sling bling. I love jewelry, but I really love to go help people and change lives, and like changing y'all's lives like ours has. And so there's nothing like being face to face in front of somebody, and some of the conversations that I was able to have yesterday and just the hugs, like you kind of like, now because of COVID, you're a little worried, right? You're like, air hug, what do you want to do? A pat on the back, you know, but I actually got to hug some women.
I'm like, give me the hugs. I love the hugs, you know. I'm so happy that we're able to come back together as you know, and again, I like you, Marissa, the jewelry is amazing, but the bonds that you find with these ladies in paparazzi is bonds that can, you know, last a lifetime, you know. And we have paparazzi jewelry to last us a lifetime if you take care of your jewelry. Just saying. Take care of your damn jewelry and it will last you forever. But I mean, just the bonds that you create through paparazzi is just amazing. I love you, ladies.
Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, and that's the whole, look at the mission statement for paparazzi. You know, this is the whole reason why paparazzi is out there and making a difference, is because of these kind of stories. This is not an uncommon story with paparazzi or in great teams that are with paparazzi. Now, look, there's going to be a lot of people that there's over 400 and look, there's over 470,000 consultants right now. Okay. When I started, I was consultant number 1,200 or 125,416, right? And I know Marissa's even, you know, further back on that chain, right? What I'm trying to tell you is that, like when I started, my number is the amount of consultants that there ever was in paparazzi. And since I've started, we're now in the 400. If somebody signed up today, they'd be like 471,000, you know, and so forth. It's grown extremely large, but you know what also has grown is the hope and the love behind it. You know, that has never changed with paparazzi from the moment that it started. They came in here expecting to change lives. They came in here hoping to make a difference. And that's why their product is only $5 and will always only be $5, is because this business isn't just about the money. This business is about the relationships that it builds, the strengthening that it does for each individual person. Like every single one of us through this business should grow. If we're following this business, regardless of what level we're at, if we're following the leaders and we're learning about our business, we are going to mature in a way that is completely different than your whole time in high school, your whole time in college, your whole time in any other business that you've ever had. The relationships that are built in this business are literally just huge. You know, and I want you to look around in this right now. Like, I know if you're on a mobile phone, you may only show like maybe 4 people at a time, but scroll through this right now and look how many people are in here with us right now that are, you know, are benchmarks. We are all benchmarks to this amazing opportunity. And, you know, and this is going to continue to grow, guys.
Yes, sir.
I applaud every one of you for being in here.
Yep. And I think I think I want to sip a Libby's sweet tea.
Oh, you seen that?
Well, at least now.
Actually eating breakfast right now at
I
the
love
IHOP
sweet tea.
at Hilton Head.
There you go.
That's awesome.
I just wanted to tell the lady that was just joined up or was thinking about joining up or just got her kit or something. I wanted to give her a little bit of encouragement. Just a little bit.
Yeah, go for it.
Give it to all of us. Give it to all of us.
We all need it. We all need this.
Well, I don't know. It might make me cry, so we're not going to go all there. Okay. I started in October.
Are you flipping with me?
And I had people on my live, and I thought, hot dog, I got 2 people, right? And I might sell a piece, I might not, but I talked to them. And so all that to say, since October, for the last God, how long has it been, that challenge? That crazy challenge?
That crazy challenge that Marissa just made us do? God.
Holy
challenge
I was just
moly.
gonna say, aren't they all crazy?
challenged me to do.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
How
But
dare you make us better?
Yeah.
Do you know you were at the top, Libby? I don't know. It's her.
No way.
There was no way I could even try to keep up with you,
No
Libby. Like, you were on it, sis. You were on it.
No.
There's no way I could try to keep up with
way.
you.
Drays. I don't know what to do with them.
What?
These are drays. I don't know what to do with them.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, guys.
You're welcome.
I started
The
with
mute your
2
microphone.
people October. Now I never have less than 15. And the challenge was that you had to go of X amount of hours between Friday and Monday. I said, no way can I do this, right? Oh, yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can. Get your butt in there and do it, right? Get your butt in there and do it. And that's all I kept hearing her say. No freaking excuses. Go do it. Go
Right.
do it. Right? I almost fell asleep. One of my customers texted me. Right. Well, didn't text me, but she like dialed into the line. She said, I have that bracelet. So and so needs it. And I'm like, bracelet? Oh yeah, yeah. I ended up, I haven't totaled up everything yet. I sold a little over 170 something pieces in let's see, 18, 20.13 hours.
So from the
That's awesome.
I think that's right. I
Uh,
don't have my notes in front of me.
what is it?
I ended up my live last
Sanitizer.
night, mountain time, right on the dot. Right
That is
on the
good
dot.
stuff.
And
Look, and you know, Libby, while you bring that up, if you don't mind, I just want to take a second here. I
Yeah.
know a lot of people that have also been on the other side of the fence with challenges, where they feel like they don't think that they should be challenged, and they don't feel like they need to be challenged, and they feel like that's an extra chore that they shouldn't be involved in. And I'm just gonna hit the brakes for just a minute, and I'm gonna turn this car around, and I'm gonna take you home and whip your butt, because you need to be challenged. Okay, everybody in this business should be challenged, and if Marissa's not going to challenge you, you need to challenge yourself. Okay.
Talk
And
about
I'm telling you,
it.
but this
well,
is
the
important.
thing is, every
Like,
time that little
Hold on,
alert
listen
goes
to me. Hold on, Libby.
Did you have
Give me
an
just a second,
accident or
hon.
did they just come off?
What's important here, guys, is that I'm not just talking about these challenges where it's a weekend marathon.
Okay, but why are
or
your shorts off?
these. Helen, I'm going to mute you for just a second, okay, hon?
Sorry, I didn't realize I was unmuted.
It's okay. So what I'm trying to tell you guys, though, is that like the weekend challenges, these marathon challenges, those things that push you over, like, look, they're challenges for a reason, guys. You know, they don't, you know, when you go to school and you're learning and you're taking a quiz, the quizzes have, you know, there's a reason that you have these quizzes, right? These quizzes are testing the knowledge that you've already obtained. What these challenges are doing is they're pushing you to a limit that you haven't been to before. That's what they're supposed to do. Challenges are supposed to take you outside of the box that you've already been in. We're trying
Otherwise,
to show
it
you the
wouldn't be a
outside.
challenge. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a challenge.
Exactly. And it was, and I don't want to stop there with just the marathons too. I'm talking about pop-up challenges, right? When
Yes.
she challenges you to get in there and order those 10 pieces, it isn't because she needs you to order 10 pieces so that she can fill her pocket. Get your mind out of the gutter, people. Those challenges are for you to get your inventory up, to bring your sales up. Okay. And if she doesn't challenge you to buy those 10 pieces? Are you just going to go in there and take that opportunity on your own? Chances are a lot less likely. But she's offering you a reward and an incentive for you to work your business. And how amazing is that?
Well,
Go ahead,
the
Drake.
thing is, if you get a ding and it's that Marissa ding, you answer it, right? You don't care where you are, you answer the ding. And when you get in there, either she's going to call you out for something you didn't do or something you did do, or she's going to like say, you're amazing.
And true. And look at this. She's not even picking on y'all. She be calling me out on stuff I don't do too. Okay. I get it too. I get the same thing y'all get too. I get it too. All right. So that's just true. Let's just be honest here. I mean, and at the end of the day, you know, Chris touched on something that I think about too. It's like, you know, sometimes people think, oh, you know, she just wants you to pad her pocket or something, right? Hey, guess what? If that is the case, wouldn't you want to pad yours? So don't you think you should get a team? And all these challenges are just going to help you get a team so that you can grow your pockets too. Okay? Yes. So if that's the case, don't be upset. Don't be on the other side. Try to be on the same side and say, okay, I want to do what she's doing.
Hey,
if that was the case.
And let me just say something real quick, if I could, that when she is padding her pocket, let's so to speak, okay, that means that she's taking a dime out of the dollar that she put in your pocket.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, who's really getting the money here? Is it really Marissa getting all your money for your hard work? Or are you getting paid and she's getting a nickel of it? I mean, let's think about this in logistic sense, you know? Like,
I wasn't saying that.
No, not at all, Libby. I'm just making that as an example.
No, not you, Libby.
Of you that do, you know, there are others that do feel that way.
Oh yeah. See, while we're down here at Hilton Head, I'm actually meeting one of my customers here in about 45 minutes at my condo. And she may be my teammate by tomorrow. I don't know. But it's like a mini vacay, and she's seen what I done all weekend. She hung with what I done all weekend. I mean, she hung with me all weekend. And, you know, we gonna talk.
Well, and you know, Libby, you're more than welcome to offer her, to bring her into one of these as a guest and let her see how we talk to each other and what we do.
Yes. When is the one going to be? Do you know offhand?
Yeah, I could send you the actual schedule, but tomorrow.
Okay. Because
we do it every Monday through Saturday.
Monday through Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sending you the schedule right now.
Okay. The thing that's actually holding her back is her hubby. She would do it. It's hubby that's holding her back. So, but my hubby is with me.
What's the husband saying?
The husband works for FedEx, and he's about 10 years older than she is. And he thinks that's a foolish way to spend money.
You know what?
Ask him how many pink boxes he carries a day.
She's a stay-at-home kind of girl. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't lie.
Listen, if you can get her husband, you, me and Andre and Chris on a private Zoom, I just volunteered you, Chris. I love you.
That's fine.
I bet you that he would have a whole different view, even if he listened to it for 10 minutes. I always like people that have that little drawback or whatever. I say, give me 10 minutes, or they tell me no.
I get her on a private Zoom with everybody.
Yeah, well, and even if he's within earshot and he can at least listen to what we're talking about, that would be great.
Yes.
You know, but Marissa's got a good point. You know, breaking down that wall of communication between the husband and the wife are important when it comes to that decision. We already know that.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, when I found out how much UPS drivers, and I'm not, and please don't like, I hope nobody takes offense. You know, I never mean offense, but they like really cap out at 100,000 a year. When I'm doing the math,
That much. He doesn't.
What's that?
He doesn't make that much.
That's the cap. Like that's the top, like the top UPS drivers making $100,000 a year. Okay. And that used to sound like a lot, and it still does, you know, it's still 100,000. So I'm not saying that's not a lot of money. However, y'all know who Michelle Egan is, right? Okay. She got 7 figures in 4 months. 7 figures. That's $1 million.
It could be up to $9 million. We don't know. It could be 2 million. It could be 3 million. We don't know.
When you hear like real, and this is somebody like I've got pictures on my phone with, like
she sat on this couch. She sat right here.
Well, she's in my bed with me. I'm a little like, there's a millionaire sleeping next to me, but you know, love ya. This is
right?
a real person. This is a real person within our team. She is our top upline. She is our leader, and she's making $1 million in just in commission. That's not her jewelry sales in 4 years. Yes, it took her 10 years. Yes, it's taken her 10 years to get to where she is. But how long does it take a UPS driver to make that?
Yeah. And I think it's important that Marissa points that out because, and not like, you know, because I've been in other MLMs before. My cousin is really close with me, like my brother. He's been in a lot more MLMs than me before too. And they always have this millionaire guy or girl that are like all the way at the top. And they're always like the people like up there, like, and we never knew who they were. We never like got to meet them, like never got to see them, or we saw them on video, or we see them at a conference or something that, you know, they were speaking and then they were gone. Like, you know what I mean? Something like that. Like with this business, the owners, not even just the top consultants, but the owners of this business, like we get to rub elbows with them. We get to shake their hands, give them hugs. We get to talk to them, have personal conversations with them. Like they're really kind people. They're kind people. They're faith-based people. They believe in God. They believe in helping others before helping themselves. And they just want to see people successful. And it's like, you kind of can say that about a lot of companies that they want that, but they're actually doing it. And I know it for a fact now, you know?
Oh yeah. I'm really going to work on her today because she kept saying, why are you doing this? You need to go to bed. You need to go to sleep. You're sleep deprived. You're punchy and all this other stuff. And so then whenever I figured out, I was going to get up there at least to a duchess or maybe a what was the other one? A duchess or a little princess, right? I said, okay, this is what a little princess gets. And it's like extra stuff. And then whenever I found out I got a little bit further, I kind of said, well, this is what I may get. And this, I kind of broke it down into like dollars and cents and, that kind of thing. And she was like, oh my freaking God, you did not. I said, I think.
And let me tell you, girl, that as an entrepreneur, you got to forget about sleep anyway, right? But a true entrepreneur doesn't sleep anymore. They nap.
I know. I used to be a nurse, right? So I know that you don't sleep anytime.
Right. Right.
I
And I
use
just
the
want to
full, like,
mention,
24 hours, you know?
right. And I just want to mention that, this last challenge, I followed it from the beginning to the end, right? And when it first came up, it was a challenge that Marissa had just come up with just out of the blue, and she just ran with it. And at first, it excited and upset a lot of people at the same time. That the challenge was just too extreme, too hard, too fast. And you know what happened? Marissa adapted. Marissa changed it, and she came up with that method of being able to go from, countess to duchess to princess to queen, and give you guys the ability for you to choose who you want to be in this challenge, right? Where you want to be at. And here's what I want you to think about is that for those of you that hit it as as just the countess, right? The smallest tier that was on there. Look, you know what? I want all of you to know that if you hit that countess mark, then you accepted a challenge and you got in it and you did that thing. It doesn't matter at that point what level you got to, just because you got into that challenge altogether and hit that mark, you're already doing a lot better than all of the people that didn't get in it at all. Right. And so if you were able to push yourself and go to duchess or princess or even queen, those are all categories that just took you further and further out of your normal comfort zone and brought you into a level that you could get comfortable with. Like when you push yourself to those points and get that recognition, not only through what you're doing in that challenge for that teammate or your leader or whatever, you're making recognition to your own self-worth of what you have to bring to the table, the value that you provide for your business, the value that you provide for your team, right? And so don't ever forget that just because you joined into that, even if you only hit that countess tier, right? If your upline wasn't in there, you did something more than your upline did. If your downline wasn't in there, you did something that your downline didn't do. And the next time, your goal should be that I did it and you should do it too. And you should be bringing your downlines into it. You should be motivating your uplines into it. Now, we're not going to hold you accountable for what your downlines and your uplines do and don't do. But when you're a part of a team and you have value, the team that you're on, you want to, your goal would be to bring that whole team up, right? Not just yourself, but you want to bring your team up with it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
My upline isn't active this month at least. And I don't know for how many months.
But you don't need her though.
I don't. That's the
but you know what that means for you, Libby, is that you should have a smile on your face knowing that doesn't change your pay whatsoever.
I know.
Right? This isn't a pyramid scheme to where it doesn't matter if that person's doing what they're doing or not. You're still going to get paid. And you know what? That person ain't making a dime off you if they ain't in there getting themselves active.
I know, right?
They're wasting, and look, guys, that's the whole key. Remember, I talk about it every single time that we're in here, is that being active is the most important step of this business. It doesn't matter what you do from this point on. If you're not active, you're not anybody.
That's right.
You don't count. You literally don't count if you're not active.
Right.
Now, who wants to be involved in something that they don't count in?
I don't even think they get commission if they're not active, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah. So she lost out on a bunch.
and look,
sorry.
And I'm going to tell all you guys right now. There's this big misconception that goes around, especially in the direct sales marketing companies like this, and the fact that you think that if the person that above you is not active, that the money that they would have made would go to the person above them, and it does not happen that way, right? You get your commission because you do your work. And the commissions that come out and the paparazzi pays us commissions, that comes out of paparazzi's commission break from them. Like so let's just say paparazzi gives me 45%, right? As a consultant, I get a 45% discount when I purchase my product. But when I get my commission, if I have a working downline, if I hit that director mark, and I have that 10% commission coming off of my one person, right? 10% off that one person. That 10% doesn't come from anybody other than paparazzi. Paparazzi will gladly pay me the portion of money that they were supposed to have for me to have that teammate. It never, ever once comes out of anybody else's pocket. So, if your upline isn't working for you, it isn't going to be one of those situations where, okay, well, when they fall out and they're no longer a consultant no more, that money's going to get bumped up to the table. Nope, that money's going to lay on the floor where that consultant left it until paparazzi comes back with a broom and a dustpan and sweeps up all that uncollected money.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just
you know,
wanted that lady, that it is possible. I didn't think it was, but it is. I mean, whoever thought I would be doing that? Not me. Not me.
Right.
And I have so many friends, other Papa sisters and brothers, and then their friends, and oh gosh, it's just unbelievable.
Definitely. All right, Libby. Well, thank you so much for adding that to us. I'm going to go ahead and ask you to go ahead and mute now so we can move on to another topic. And
sure. I got to go get my husband so we can be on time.
There you go. Hey, but don't forget that we are here for you and also your potential. If you decide you want to have a conversation with them, with any of us, you can definitely bring them into the Zoom or even conference calls. I will gladly do a conference call and get in there with them, just like Andre and Marissa will, and so many of us will do if that's what you'd like.
Okay.
But I would definitely encourage you to see if that husband can be involved in it as well. If he can at least listen to what's being said,
Right.
or even have a one-on-one conversation with me. I don't care. But I guarantee you that the spouses don't know because they just don't know.
Yeah,
thank you,
absolutely.
Libby.
Okay, good night, y'all.
All right. Hopefully you're not leaving, though. You're staying, right?
Well, no, I actually have to get on the road and go back down to the condo because she'll be there right about the time we are.
Okay. Well, thank you, Libby.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Just one thing I wanted to add real quick about the husbands that they don't know. My husband is hilarious that when I am doing my lives, my bottom could be like pajamas and no shoes and no socks, and he's come home and he's like, wow, it's amazing you get to go to work without shoes and socks and pajama bottoms. I was like, right? Don't you want to do that? Anyways, I just think that's so funny that you said husbands don't know. He knows that I get to go to work in my pajama bottoms and no shoes and no socks.
That's right.
Isn't that great?
Okay, y'all. Love you. See you later.
All right, Libby. Take care and have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So in the Elite Blingers, just recently, I posted a post asking for some of you that have other sales techniques besides Facebook to post, the other ways that you sell your product. And I just wanted to just make sure that I remind you guys that that's out there. If you guys have ways that you sell your product other than Facebook Live and you'd like to share it, please do so. I'm going to probably be doing some like kind of one-on-one little interviews with those people that have other ways. And then I'd like to set up a Zoom conference where we can explore all of those different routes and make sure that they're available for everybody. So I'm trying to keep up with topics here. So if anybody ever has something that they'd like to add or see come up as a topic, please feel free to share with me as well of the things that that you are interested in. Because here's the thing, when me and Marissa and Andre and some of us that have been in this season for a while, you know, we sometimes forget what it's like to be new. We sometimes forget what it's the questions that we had when we first started. And it's really easy for us to, you know, continue to teach you as if you already know what we know. So when you need a refresher, you need a reminder, or you need something that's that maybe one of us has already learned and done, you know, bring it to our attention, please, because we can definitely use the topics of ways to teach.
I've got a question. Maybe everybody can hear that. That can answer for me. Maybe you guys can just like give me some insight. I'm looking for I'm wondering how. So in the team page, I've been. Hey Zoe, don't leave. Don't leave. Come here. Sorry guys. Give this to mom.
Hi Zoe.
She can't hear you. I got my headphones on.
Okay.
But listen, I've been in the team page and I've been posting daily in there, and just trying to get some motivation, trying to just get some, you know, trying to get through. I hope you guys have all been seeing that. But anyhow, sometimes I put YouTube videos on and I see other videos that I'd like to put on. Sometimes I'm afraid to put it on because of the time, how long the video is. How long will you guys watch a YouTube video that has knowledge that will give you something back? Like, what is a good time frame that I can know to stick around to? Because I see videos all day long that I would like, man, I would love for the team to sit back and watch this. They would get some great knowledge from it. But I'm afraid they may not watch it because they see, oh, it's too long. I'm not even going to click on that. Tell me what you guys think.
I'd like
more
to know
than an
the answer to that,
hour.
too.
More than an hour, I can't do, and that is really I have to like carve out time. So 30 minutes or less for me.
Okay.
I say like 20 minutes is probably good. Well, after 20 to 25 minutes, it can get a little long, I think.
Okay. Anybody else? Triceratops, how about you?
Kelsey said 5 to 7 minutes in the chat.
Oh, okay.
I did say that. Don't take that to heart.
No,
No,
I'm
that's
in
fine.
Kelsey.
Yeah,
Hey.
there's no wrong answers either.
And I'll tell you this much, like for me personally, I'm going to tell you, if it's not interesting or it doesn't start giving me that knowledge that I'm looking for within the 5 to 7 minutes, I move on. You
Right
know,
there
I
with you,
give
Chris.
it a little bit of a time period where I will watch a video, and if it's giving me something, some kind of feedback or something that I can eat from, then I'll continue to watch it until it's 2 hours old. It don't matter to me. Once
Okay.
I start losing the interest because it's not teaching me anything new, that's when I usually sign out. I personally try to keep videos that I look for to teach the teams. You know, I look for 15 to 30 minutes. I think that's a good comfort zone for me. For what I think anybody, if you look at any of the sitcoms or in TV shows that you watch or anything like that, they're half-hour segments, but they're 22 minutes in programming, right? So I try to look at it as, hey, look, if you could spend 22 minutes watching an episode of, you know, SpongeBob, then you could spend 22 minutes, you know, putting it towards your mentality.
Totally.
Yeah.
I get that. And I've been trying to keep them really short. So now I see that I can go a little bit longer than what I was thinking. So that's a good thing. All right. Thanks for that feedback. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna be the only one.
What's that?
I'm the only one that's watching them. So y'all got to be watching them. You guys gonna watch them?
No, and I'm going to tell you right now, like what I do, and you know, and this is my own thing, right? I have the hardest time sleeping at night. So what I do is once I get to the point where like, okay, like I want to go to sleep, but I just can't. I'm not even gonna lie. I go to YouTube and I watch motivational videos, and a lot of motivational videos, believe it or not, are only about 15 minutes. They're only about 15 minutes, and they're all about kind of like the point of meditation where you just listen and you focus, right? When they're telling you to dream big, like, do it. Dream big. They're not telling you dream big tomorrow. They're not telling you dream big next week. They're telling you dream big right now, right? So dream big, think big, and when they're telling you all these different things about focus and how to grow and how to, take in this knowledge, like, do it in the moment. Do it in the moment and not only like listen to what they're telling you to do in that, but a lot of these motivational videos also, look, those people know that we're visual learners. Some of us are reading learners. Some of us are audible learners, and they put it all in one for you. Any of the motivational videos that you see will not only have something like a speaker or somebody up there to entertain you, but most of them will also have the text of what that person is saying highlighted on the screen to let your mind know that, hey, this is an important thing that you need to log, right? And they're giving it to you in all of those different ways that we learn from, right? So they're trying to hit every audience that's out there on every level of every way that you can learn, audible, visual, all of those things. And they put it there for you. So if you have extra time in the night and you don't know what to do with yourself, you know what? Pull up your Facebook and type up a post and then go and watch a motivational video for 10, 15 minutes. And by the time that video is over, I bet you probably have somebody that you can go reply to.
Game.
And I do the same thing with, I'm a man of faith. I recently became to where, religion's a big key to me. So a lot of times those things go hand in hand. So if, for instance, if I'm watching a motivational video and trust me, there are quite a few of them that become repetitive, especially when you follow the same leaders. I follow a lot of like Eric Thomas and, Will Smith and Steve Harvey and just a lot of great coaches and leaders out there. And a lot of them say a lot of the same things in a repetitive manner, because you can only, there's so many stories that you could tell about some of these positive things. But sometimes my faith will also give me that motivation and that drive. When I watch my leaders, through church and things like that, the whole key here is just keeping your mind open to what's out there and know that when you want a piece of it, that's how you get it. Let's see, there was something, a lot of people may or may not be religious, but the way I see it is that if I'm not going for these things and if I'm not trying to take in what's available to me, like the devil will try to take away my destiny. The devil doesn't want me doing the things that are going to make me happy, right? The devil doesn't want to see me advance. The devil wants me to sit. The devil doesn't want me to learn. The devil doesn't want me to grow. The devil doesn't want me to inspire. The devil wants me to be his tool, right? And so if I'm going to just simply be a tool, then I have very little value to give other people, but that's not me. I'm not the devil's tool. And I'm not going to just sit here idly and let my idle hands like stop my work. And that's why I'm here with you guys right now, because even though I may not be physically able to like just jump up and dig ditches or, build the hot rod of my dreams, I can still motivate and inspire people through the words that we're using and the examples that we have and the potential that's out there. And so I appreciate each and every one of you guys that come in here for these Zooms, because not only am I allowed to take an opportunity where I can kind of instruct, teach, and lead, but it also gives me the chance to focus and learn and know that like we are all different. Every one of us has our own ways to doing things, and some people's ways are better than others. So does anybody have something that they've either been questioning over this period of time? Like, because look, we're now about to hit July 1st, right? And as we talked about yesterday, if you missed yesterday's Zoom, I encourage you to go back and watch it, because in that Zoom, I talked about how what we want for next year, right? July 1st to June 30th is the calendar year for paparazzi. We're at the cusp of the end of this last part of this year, and we have a new year started, right? So on July 1st, when we kick into full board and we decide to just like go for it, we need to start doing that right now, right? Because if we wait until July 1st to start building the momentum, then who knows, we may bite off more than we chew, and then we're not able to meet that commitment, and we fail from the get because we haven't already kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of programmed ourselves for that, right? Like I was talking yesterday, if we want to hit Life of the Party gold, and we know that it's going to take, doing 220 pieces a week, let's say, right? And we wait until July 1st to implement that and start working our 220 pieces a week. And then on July 1st, we find out that, whoa, 220 pieces was more than I could count for. 160 is more like my average, right? Find that out right now. Find that out right now, so that way you have 4 weeks left to build that up from 160 a week to 220 a week, if that's what you need. And then once you know that you can do that for the week, then you continue that for the year, and you're going to hit your goal. But if you know that your goal is 220 and I'm going to start on July 1st, July 1st comes, 7th comes, and you only hit that 160, you're going to be discouraged, and you're already going to be behind. And who wants to be in that position? How many of you guys have ever said, okay, I'm going to start a diet on Monday? And then when Monday comes, you start your diet, and okay, you have oatmeal for breakfast, and you have your cup of coffee, and you're good. And then lunchtime comes, and you're busy, and you put it off for a little bit, and then you're still busy, and you put it off a little bit more. And then somebody offers you a cheeseburger, and you know what? I'm in a rush. I ain't got time. I do need to eat. I'm already off my schedule. I'm going to eat that cheeseburger. And now you've already broke your diet before you got to start your diet, because you haven't programmed yourself for that diet, right? This is a good month to program yourself. June is the month to push yourself to see what you can do this month to be able to repeat for the months in advance. Does that make sense? Like if you're, this is also the month for you to go out strong. If you 110 pieces is your most you've ever sold in a day, then you know what? In June, your goal should be to break that, so that you know that like whatever your record is for this year, you want to hit it you want to break it next year, right? So you want to continuously and effortlessly be trying to better yourself each and every day. That's what a true entrepreneur does, is they do better today than they did yesterday. Okay. And that's where habit stacking comes in. That's where doing your IPAs, right? The income producing activities, for those of you that don't know, making sure that when you look at something and you're prioritizing, prioritize your income producing activities over your casual workplace fun stuff, right? If I know I got a barbecue to go to on Friday, but yet I've got a sales goal that I personally want to meet, if I haven't hit my sales goal, I guarantee you I'm going to go to the sale. I'm going to push my sales before that barbecue. Yep. And if I can't,
bring your bling bag to the barbecue.
Thank you. I was just going to say, and if I can't, not only am I either going to consider not going to the barbecue, but I'm going to sell my butt off when I'm at that barbecue.
Yep.
Guys, there's so much potential in this business as far as ways to sell too, that don't limit yourself. Literally, like, don't limit yourself. Don't consider that Facebook Live is the only way you're going to be able to sell this. Granted, right? That's the biggest window for people to see you is Facebook Live. No doubt about it. Okay. If ever anything is more true, it's the fact that Facebook is going to give you more views than anywhere else. But that doesn't mean that Facebook's going to give you the most sales. Okay? Just because you're getting more views, you're getting more people seeing you out there. Sales come from people that want to buy, right? And they want to buy from you. So you're selling yourself, that's going to turn around and sell a product. Use that product and get into different markets. Get into those hostess parties. Get into those events. Get into carrying a bling bag and selling your bling while you're in the grocery store, standing in the checkout aisle. Right? Carry your kids' pieces with you and give away kids' pieces to little girls with mommies that look like they'd be interested. Right? Give away that 50-cent bracelet and a business card. Take the opportunities and use them, and you'll grow. I guarantee you. Does anybody have anything that they'd like to discuss, though, as far as any struggles? Marissa, do you have anything that you want to add? Maybe something future or coming up? You know, I mean, we do have July coming.
Okay, did you guys, those of you that are going to convention, I don't know how many are on here that are going, but did you guys see that I get to bring a guest to the Elite lunch? Well, it was a lunch. I got to bring Sarah Marquez before. She came, and Erin,
I guarantee you she's going for it this time too.
I know. So this year we can only bring, well, we can bring one guest. I think Kimberly brought Erin. What happened? So you have to have a convention ticket in order to attend it, but I'm talking to those of you who have one. I did post in there a challenge to win, to go. And I want to say, like, please try. Please try. Listen, even if you aren't going, work the challenge like you were, right?
Amen.
At the end of that challenge, like whatever I've asked the girls to do, when they're done doing it, if they don't win, they're going to have made a lot of money and gotten some PV, some OV, and stepped outside of their comfort zones, this challenge that I've got going on. So if you are going to convention, really push. If you're not going to convention, still participate in that. And then what else? There was something else I wanted to say. We've got some things going on. Jumping June, make sure you're tagging into that. I did a training explaining where that came from, where the jumping and the frog came from. So if you missed that, go watch it. That was this morning. Make sure that you're pushing is really what I made sure to tell yesterday, ladies. You have 30 days, you know, as now you got 29, 28. I don't know how many days are in this month, but make the most out of every single day, because at the end of it, you're going to sit there and say on July 1st, either I'm really proud of myself for what I did in June, or you're going to say, dang it, I wish I would have X, Y, and Z. And the worst thing that you can do to yourself is beat your own self up, right? And I'm speaking to you in my own voice because I do the same thing. So don't give yourself the out this month that you may have given yourself before. You may have had a rough start. May was rough for a lot of you guys, but guess what? If you drag May's disappointment into June, June's going to be the same month.
Right. And that's kind of where I'm going to with the preparation for next year in July. You know, if you are at a breaking point in June, that you know that this is my roadblock, right? this is as far as I can get in this month, then it just lets you know what your goal is for July and next year, right? And if you're just now, like if you're at the point where you're hitting the life of the party bronze, because let's say this year you only had 6 months to do it, or even if it took you the full year to do it, right? Next year, you probably are going to be able to plan a little bit better to be able to hit a higher goal. You know, and there's nothing wrong with going for life of the party bronze. There's nothing at all wrong with going for that. I encourage everybody, no matter where they are in the company, to at least go for that, right? That access to those exclusive pieces is well worth it right there. But then once you hit that silver point and you get a free piece of those life of the party pieces that come in every month, that's special. You know, and then when you hit that gold, then you get double hostess rewards. You know, every level that you hit in that life of the party is going to give you a reward that is well worth the work and the effort that you put into it. And let me tell you, by hitting those achievements, not only does that mean that you're a go-getter and you're taking in the opportunity to get those achievements, but that means you're working your business. You can't buy 15,000 pieces or 15,000 PV in jewelry and still be not making any money. If you're buying 15,000 PV in jewelry and hitting that level of gold, then you are making money. And that's the whole point of this. And so, like, you know, if you consider, let's just say in any sports, let's just say racing, right? Because I'm a car fan. Let's say in NASCAR, there's 42 cars on the field. There's only one top prize, right? There's only one. Do you think those 42 drivers drove up to that field? Even the guy that is the 42nd place, that came in dead last when he did his times, right? And he got in the last position. Do you think that he's there automatically counting himself out? You know, if he is, he's probably already out. You understand what I'm saying? If he's not, you don't know what's going to happen to the car ahead of you. You don't know that they're going to take a corner correctly. You don't know that their car is up to maintenance. You don't know that they're going to be able to make that last turn. You could take the win out of default because somebody else wasn't able to hold up their game. Does that make sense to you at all? Like, your prize isn't necessarily given to you just because you signed up for it, right? When she gives you these challenges may not give you that grand prize. But at the same time, those challenges are tuning you to be able to eventually be able to take the prize, right? Yeah, you may fall into third place 6 times before you finally get a win. Okay, but you've got to be in the line to win before you can ever win, right? If you're not pulling your car up to the line at the starting point, then you have no chance of winning. You've got to at least get in the race. And I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly.
I always say, like, you have to crawl before you can walk. It's the same thing. You've got to at least try, right? If you're not trying to get better, you won't.
Right. Right. And, you know, if they, like they also say too, you know, you can't make, you could take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Yep.
Okay, but what can you do to make that horse thirsty? You know, when you're at a bar, they offer you free peanuts because it makes you thirsty. Where's your free peanuts? What is your free peanuts? Right? What are you doing to make yourself thirsty? So I think I appreciate you guys coming in for today. Unless anybody has anything that they want to talk about as far as struggles, that you're having right now, or you know, maybe you need a tweak in your business, please let me know if there's something that I can do to help you with that. But otherwise, I think we're probably going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. What'd you say here? Chris made me realize I need to buy a piece a week. See, and see, Helen, if you guys didn't read the chat, she says, Chris just made me realize I need to buy 290 pieces a week to hit one of our goals for next year. I buy 200 pieces a month right now, so I got to get selling. See, but at least that's the point that I'm trying to make here, Helen, is that you now know that you need to hit 290 pieces a week, right? And
yes, and as soon as you made me realize that, I walked my butt out to the bling barn, grabbed some items, do a speed live before we do our hour live later on tonight.
right, exactly. You know, and Sarah, look, if you guys ever need help trying to lay down a plan, not that there's nobody else in here better than you know, and than anyone, but my wife, Sarah Marquez, she knows. Like, she puts her plan out and she hits her goals like almost every single time. As a matter of fact, I can't think of a time that she really doesn't. You know, she sets herself a goal to make sure she sells 40 pieces every day. And we're not talking about just like on a Monday through Friday. We're talking about every single day. She sells 40 pieces at least. And if she doesn't sell 40 pieces, she's kicking herself in the butt at the end of the day. And you know what's happening? If it's 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, she looks and she's only sold 30 of her 40 pieces, then she's counting herself in for another speed live. She's counting herself in for another full-time live. You know, she is going to do whatever it's going to take her to hit those 40 pieces. And why is that? Because she knows she has to sell 40 pieces to be able to buy enough pieces the next day to get her to her life of the party goal. Right? So all of those things follow each other. You have to have the right amount of sales to get to the right amount of inventory to be able to purchase the next day. Right?
And at the end of the day, these are your goals. These aren't goals that we set for you. These are your own personal goals. So if you want to achieve them, there's things you have to do.
Exactly. Give me just 1 second. Looks like I have somebody signing up on our team, so I'm trying to help them out at the same time.
Nice.
Yes, yes. One of my personal sponsors looks like they have somebody nibbling on their carrot here. You know, and that's just the same thing with recruiting, guys. When it comes to recruiting, you know how you ever see the cartoon where they have a horse that's led by a carrot, and the guys like have a fishing pole with a carrot out there in front of the horse, and the horse is just moving on because it wants that carrot. That carrot is your business. That horse is your potential. And if that carrot isn't bringing that horse to you, what you need to find out what is going to make that horse eat. You know, like, do they like apples? Do they like potato chips? Like, you need to find out what that horse wants so that you can offer it. Does that make sense? Not every horse is going to want a carrot, right? So that's why we can't just automatically go sell our business because everybody wants it. Some horses don't like carrots. Some horses want apples. Some horses want hay. You know, some horses want Cheerios. Find out what they want and then provide that for them in your answer, right? Remember, we talk about listening all the time. And then the 3 F's, right? Feel, felt, found, right? I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but I found out. Okay? I think that that's the key to making this work for anybody and everybody in this business is knowing what your customers want, right? And luckily for us, we have a product that our customers want. and that there's so many different types of those pieces of jewelry, right? With the urbans and the crackle stones and the moonstones, and just there's so many different types of jewelry that we can cater to anyone. There's no way that you can have a full board of jewelry and somebody say, nope, I don't want anything. They do. They want it. They want it. I guarantee you, they want it. You've got to just sell yourself. Thank you, Christina. Let me, does anybody have something they want to, anybody want to take the mic for a minute while I type this up?
Where's my husband, Mr. Clark? He always has something to say.
Yeah, he's good at it. That's because he knows.
He must not be. Okay, I will chat with you guys for a second, and you guys are going to get like a sneak peek of what tomorrow's training is going to be about. Has anyone heard of green lighting? Have you guys heard of that? And I think Miss Dawn did a training on it, but I didn't seem to understand it. It didn't click quite in my head, because when this gal explained it, I was like, oh, I've never done that before. Okay, I need to do that. Has anybody tried that?
Green lighting?
Yeah, it's called green lighting.
I've heard the green lighting, but I'm not exactly sure.
Okay, so I've heard of it too before, but it's not what I thought it was, because Colleen, I can't remember what her last name is. I just know her by Colleen. She's an impressionista. So she allowed me to be in her team page. So I go in there often to try and get all the game. Okay, I'm trying to learn all the things too. And so she had a training about green lighting. So I watched it last night as I was coming home on the shuttle. And so what it is, and it's easier for me to just show you guys. Don't judge my messenger. It's a complete mess. Okay. So you're going to go into your messenger.
And it's completely up to you if you want to or not, Marissa. But if you go to the bottom and hit shared screen, you can actually share your screen right here on the Zoom.
Maybe I shouldn't do that.
That's up to you if you want to. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Good. Opened it up for you to be able to.
Okay. And you know what? I don't even know how to. Okay, here it is. I was like, it looks different on my iPad than it does my phone. Okay, so go to your messenger and go to people. See that little people thing at the bottom of your messenger, you guys?
Yes.
Okay, go click people. Okay, these are all active. So you're gonna come up here and you're gonna click active. Okay. What does it say? Turn it on. Okay, so these are all active people. The people that pop up in your top are going to be people that you've most recently spoken to, okay? So what you're going to do is you're actually going to shift it all the way to the bottom, because these are the people that you have less contact with. So all the way to the bottom, okay, can't scroll anymore. And then, oh, see, and it keeps changing because it goes by who's active. So green light means they are actively on Facebook Messenger right now, okay? So once you see that, she said the best thing to do is to pick the ones that have the story first, and it takes it right to their story. If you just click on the ones that have the little blue circle around it, then it's their story, right? And so
right.
Message something about their story, because in people's stories, right, it's right in. So I did this morning. So you're going to comment if they don't have a story. Then she said go to their profile and then like click on you don't want to go really far back because you look like a creeper, but like most recent, just comment on something. Okay, I did this morning. I did it a little bit last night. I got unfriended by somebody. They must have thought it was weird. They're like, who is this Marissa Clark person? But I did it this morning to a few people before I went into new releases, and I sat there after new releases and I clicked my notifications. Multiple of the people who I had green lighted were in my notifications. So it works. So they say that that's like one of the biggest.
Was that on Facebook or Instagram?
That's Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
So I'm going to talk about that on training tomorrow, but you guys just got us piece of it.
So that brought just being able to go to their page and post something that brought them into your green light area.
Yes, and not even like I didn't even post really. I messaged a few people had stories, and so I'm pretty good at like figuring out something to respond to somebody. So a girl had like a picture of her 2 daughters or whatever, and I was like, oh my goodness, your 2 little ones look the same age difference apart as mine. Mine are 13 months apart. How many are yours apart? So I commented something that's gonna get her to message back, right? Like we're gonna do this, okay? You're gonna be my friend. I'm gonna force you to.
Right.
So it worked though. It really did. And algorithms are tricky and they're always changing. But give it a try, guys. I promise it won't ever, like, it's not time wasted.
Okay, and that's something that you're gonna train on tomorrow as well?
Yep, and the team page, that's tomorrow's training. So you got a little sneak peeker.
So that's your homework for tonight, guys, is to make sure that your teammates and so forth come into the training tomorrow. It would be also great for you to try to bring them into tomorrow's Zoom. Now, remember, tomorrow is Friday or Thursday. Thursday. Yeah, I know, I'm off. Tomorrow is Thursday, which means that tomorrow's Zoom will be 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
I'll be there.
Okay, and then Melissa, it's Melissa Zolman, right?
It's Melissa Zolman Allen.
Melissa Zolman Allen. Okay, I'm going to tie you in with Helen so that Helen can get you started on finding ways to make sure that you get your invoicing taken care of, and that any questions that you have as far as, how to set up for lives or any of that. Also, Helen, could you please do me a favor and make sure that she has the training links and so forth and that she's in the training groups?
Yes.
Okay, good deal. So she'll get you set up, and once you get the training links, we have a training library that I've kind of set up that has, it still needs to be worked, okay? But it does have some initial videos in there that you can watch that will help you get started. It'll help you, tips for going live, tips for, how to just literally anything that you'd want to know as a new consultant. Okay.
Sounds good.
Big time to being able to join us, and I apologize. Typically, I go through and I message people that have signed up with our team and introduce myself and welcome you and so forth. And I think at that time that you had signed up, I don't know. I went back and looked, and apparently I somehow did not get to do that with you. So I apologize. That's something that I feel bad about. And usually when I introduce myself to you, I offer myself as anytime you need me. So, once again, I do apologize for dropping the ball when it comes to that for you. But I'm glad that you took the initiative and reached out, because if you hadn't, I may not have known that you had issues, and you could have easily just quit and said, well, I don't like the way that girl's doing it. I don't like nothing. I would have already assumed that I had contacted you, because that's what I do. And, this has been a missed opportunity. So I appreciate you for, doing that. And it's kind of funny that you were a go-getter, because you didn't stop with just looking for, myself. Like, you went to myself, you went to my wife, you went to Marissa, you went to a couple of the uplines, making sure that you had yourself counted for. And that right there shows me that you not only have the initiative and you have the ability, but that you have the drive and you have the focus. So I could see this business being something that you are going to advance in quite quickly. And so I'm even more proud to have you have had you ask me. I wish that I knew you closer so that I could be your personal sponsor, but that's fine. That's fine. We're going to take it as we can get it, and we're going to have you grow regardless.
Sounds good.
Good deal. So I thank everybody for coming in here today, and I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, though. So I appreciate everybody for coming in. I do want to say a prayer before we leave. Does anybody have anything last minute before we go?
Pray for the Clarks.
Pray for the Clarks.
Always, ma'am. Always.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end this with a prayer. Dear Lord, I just come to you with my friends and family and paparazzi. And Lord, we ask you to please keep our minds open and not only let us fill this cup of knowledge that you're providing us, Lord, in our favor, but also if you could please allow us to implement these things, Lord. Allow them to resonate in our minds and our bodies and our souls, and just focus and be able to relate these things out there, Lord, so that we can grow together as a team. Lord, make sure that we're aware that we're here for each other, that we all want these same things, Lord, and through you and this business and all of the knowledge that we're receiving here, Lord, this is an opportunity that you've given us that we can definitely advance through. And Lord, just keep us implementing, keep us focused, keep us consistent. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
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 Have a good one, everybody.
Now
All right.
We'll
Thank
see you
you.
tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
Bye.